G'day, Wombat here, and in today's quick review we're going to take a look at the Sunset 2 by Cort. Alright, today we have another guitar by Cort. Now Cort are an extremely large manufacturer, in fact one of the biggest in the world, and they've decided to start putting their own brand on their guitars that they're putting out because they make a lot of guitars for a lot of other companies. So we've already done a few Corts on quick reviews and I think one in budget review, so we're going to have a look at this guy. This is the Sunset 2. Now as you can see, it's a really retro-inspired guitar. It's quite beautiful looking, lovely glossy black finish. There is a Sunset 1 and it differs slightly. It's got slightly different pickups in it. It has a Bigsby tremolo. But this is the Sunset 2. So it's the slightly cheaper version of the 2. No Bigsby tremolo, but let's have a quick look at it. So it is a maple top on a chambered mahogany body. So they've cut big chunks out to try and give it a little more air. So it's not really a block or semi-acoustic or anything like that. It is a full-on hard-bodied electric just with some chambers in it, much like Gibson are doing to some of their Les Pauls and that these days. So yeah, mahogany body with a mahogany set neck. And it is quite a slim neck for a guitar of this kind. I mean, it's a really retro sort of guitar that you'd expect a much thicker neck on. So it's really quite a slim neck, which wasn't an issue. I found it terribly comfortable. I like slim necks, and I found it really quite nice to play. So we have a rosewood fingerboard with 22 large frets on it, and these really, really interesting block inlays, like a double block inlay. They're just wonderfully executed on this particular instrument, and they just look different to just about everything out there, so it looks great. Odd shaped pickguard, which lends itself to this whole retro style of look that the guitar's got going on, and of course chicken head knobs. Aren't they awesome? Really different on a guitar. You normally find them on amps, but on this thing it really completes the retro looking package. Now, Tone Pro's bridge and stop tailpiece, which is always good, and the pups in this thing are TV Jones limited pickups. So TV Jones make a lot of pickups for brands like Gretsch, things like that, where they're, you know, think rockabilly kind of sounds, you know, Brian Setzer or The Living End, that kind of thing. They have a distinct sound to them. These pickups are not that kind of a pickup. So although they're made by TV Jones, they are the limited series, and these are a fairly more straightforward sounding humbucker than the regular TV Jones pickups. So that was interesting to see those in here for this kind of guitar. So I was a little confused by this guitar when I first started playing it, because it's really a 50s retro inspired guitar which brought to my mind that rockabilly sound. So that's what I was expecting it to do. But this thing is a flat out rock machine. These pickups just love to be fed distortion. Distortion and overdrive, they just want it more and more and more. And boy do they sing really, really nicely. Really good cleans, really clean spanking cleans. And distortion, they just sing. So think classic rock, think AC/DC, those kinds of bands. This thing just eats that kind of distortion up. So plays rock stuff extremely well. Really good pickups, really well balanced. Hot vintage style pickups is pretty much what you're getting, and they deliver in this particular guitar. Really sounds really, really nice. So there you are. I believe it's a new bone nut. on it as well from Graphtec, so that's going to be really, really handy. It's going to stay in tune really nicely with that, and the Tone Pros bridge, of course, will really, really do the number as far as the stability is concerned. But this thing just wanted distortion and more distortion. I threw blues at it. It did blues alright. Rock is really where it seemed to want to live. It did metal okay. Not really what I would look to play in a metal band, but it handled it. If you were, wanted to do a bit of part-time metal at home, this thing would handle it okay. But rock, that classic rock kind of sound is really where this thing wanted to live, and it sounded great. Alright, so there we go. Recommended retail price on this particular model of guitar is about the $975 mark. Now that's Australian dollars, of course. And Variety Music, who have lent me this instrument to review today, are doing it for considerably less. They're doing it for, believe it or not, less than about $650. So that's a significant saving on a guitar like this. Prices change, of course. You'll have to check their website, and I will put a link down below to it. So a big shout out to Variety Music once again for lending me an instrument. And I just want to point something out here. I am not paid by any means from Variety Music to do these reviews. They are just one of my local stores. They are the local store in town, and they're just really good people down there, and they are happy to let me take a few guitars home from time to time to present to you guys so you can have a look. And that's about the extent of the deal, really. I don't get paid, but they have a really good selection of different things, and they're happy for me to bring them home so you guys can have a look. They are just that kind of nice people, which is what you want in a music store. But anyway, that's it for the Sunset 2 by Cort. Really rocking guitar. So check it out. As I said, I'll put a link down below. Alrighty, so that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button and help me out. And as always, rock on, guys.